Hello and welcome to my channel, Merchandising with Rana. Today, our topic is merchandiser job description. Let's have a look on today's agenda. Today, we are going to discuss definition of merchandiser and buyer, traditional concept of merchandiser, different merchandising route, different types of merchandiser, job description of different merchandiser from factory end, buying end, or retail end, qualifications and skills, and my personal opinion, first career growth tips in merchandising. What is merchandiser? A merchandiser is employed by a supplier, manufacturer, or retail company to ensure that a store's inventory is well stocked and maintained. So, what is merchandiser is doing actually? Merchandiser decide how much of each product to buy and where the stock should be allocated. Merchandiser monitors inventory levels. See, we all call it merchandiser, but there is a one dividation in retailer, that is buyer and merchandiser. So what is buyer actually? In the retail industry, buyers choose which products the retailer should sell. That is, buyer work with clothing supplier to ensure right sample as per design from the designer. A buyer calculates the price that the garment will need to be sold in order to reach the retailer's markup price. So let's look on familiar concept of merchandiser, buyer and supplier. There is a two end, and merchandiser create the bridge between the buyer and supplier or manufacturer. Actually, manufacturer is who is directly producing the garments like factory, and supplier like in a buying house or in trading house who is actually dealing with buyer and factory. So in both end there will be merchandiser. In short, merchandiser he confirm order through sampling and pricing. He export garments, arranging raw materials and fitting approval. Different merchandising route. So the first route is direct route, which is factory and buyer will work directly without any buyer or any media. So it is direct channel actually, and it is possible if factory merchandising team is enough capable to handling buyer. There is another popular route where buying office or trading play a role between factory and buyer for communication only. Okay, and for this communication they are taking commission, which is their business actually. It is not unethical. Yeah, yeah, through this buying office and trading office. And also, if there is any buyer direct liaison office in any country, manufacturing country, who are direct representative of buyer, they will not take any commission. Okay. So now different types of merchandiser: factory or export merchandiser, which is actually very popular in our country, and buying or trading office merchandiser. These both are popular in our country, especially in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. Normally, we are working as a merchandiser either in factory or in buying house or trading office. There is another merchandiser with retail or fashion merchandiser. It is a merchandiser who is working in retail office directly, like your buyer end, either United Kingdom, USA, Canada, Sweden, wherever your buyer head office is located, they are working as a buyer, which we call actually. Although there is a two definition, merchandiser and buyer, you will find in Google that there are some other merchandiser also, visual merchandiser. digital merchandiser, omni-channel merchandiser. I will not discuss about that, but let me give you a short brief. Visual merchandising is related to the display techniques and strategies implemented to exhibit the goods and service so that their appearance lure the spectators or converts them into buyer. Omnichannel. There has been a tremendous growth in omnichannel retailing because of emergence of internet. Okay, so let me go through the job description of factory merchandiser. First, sample development. See, the first responsibility of factory merchandiser is sample development, product development, how it is started. Buyer will give you one tech pack or design sheet, whatever you call. Actually, it is a technical package containing all style description, workmanship, specification, fabric, trims details, etc. Following which you need to arrange sample material and sample from your sample department. And you have to submit sample within your buyer deadline, which is buyer selection meeting deadline. Kindly note, if you submit sample after meeting, there will be no use of it. So it is your first and important task in merchandising. Costing. See, in the meantime, making your sample, you have to collect cat consumption, material price, SMV, efficiency percentage from relevant department, and you have to calculate cost of this style, what sample you are making. But don't submit price directly without knowing if your price is workable or not. So how you can understand that your price is workable or not? Because you might add more profit or less profit, okay, which is not workable for your buyer. Maybe your buyer have some target price which they will provide you, but if there is no any target, then you have to check in their website the similar product selling price, that is the retailing price, by which you can calculate what will be the garment's FOB. So when you can see that the target price is similar to or close to your FOB price, only then you can submit your price and it will be accepted in one shot or with some slight negotiation. Negotiation and price confirmation. So it is actually your experience based. How much you have negotiation skill, convincing skill, communication skill, that is actually based on your knowledge and experience. And always you have to confirm your price in win-win situation. Now, come for production merchandiser responsibility. After price confirmation, production merchandiser will calculate lead time and make critical path or time and action calendar to code delivery date. After order confirmation, you will receive official order from buyer. Some buyer may provide projection to book fabric and start order or direct PO. Okay. So beginning of execution, you have to see if your base for fabric or trims are approved or not. If not, you have to submit base for fabric trims. If all these are nominated by your buyer, you don't need to worry about. You'll just proceed for booking with reference code only. Fabric trims and accessories booking. Material supplier sourcing is one of the merchandise responsibility if it is not nominated by your buyer. But if it is nominated, so you can proceed for booking directly. Okay. But make sure your base is approved. I will have another video how to make a booking sheet for fabric, creams, and accessories. Simultaneously, you have to work for color approval, that is called lab deep strike of submission and approval within your critical path. What you have planned actually. Now, your booking has been placed, and you have to collect PI or pro forma invoice from your supplier to arrange LC or TT. I have a separate video how PI will look like and what sort of information should be there. Without this, your bank cannot proceed for payment. Bulk dialogue submission and approval. When first batch will be dyed for fabric and trims, you have to take bulk shipment sample or bulk dialogue approval from your buyer. If it is approved, you can proceed for fabric or trims shipment or delivery if it is in-house. Follow up to in-house material within PCD. You have to follow up your material from X mill to in-house in your factory. Here actually production merchandise excellency. You have to understand the Incoterm, how to ship shipment come to Bangladesh and how to release faster way from port. Although it is your commercial team responsibility, but you have to have some knowledge so that you can push your commercial team to release faster. Otherwise, they will drive you in a different way. By system related task like test report, care level information, etc. See, for which buyer you are working, every buyer has some portal or system like MNS has PLM, next has NIS. Here actually merchandiser upload some styling information, image, composition, test report to get the care code. Without care code, you cannot proceed for care level booking. This is all about material part. Similar way, you have to work for fitting sample approval, graded fitting sample for different size. Different buyer has different name, like MNS call fitting sample as CS sample, white seal for next. Graded fitting sample is GCS for MNS, and black seal for next, etc. Also, there are PP sample, what is called pre-production sample to start the production. Please check your specific wear requirement in that case, but you have to arrange sample material and follow up with your sample department because without sample approval, you can't start your cutting swing. There is another sample which is called production sample, like MNS call it showroom or rec sample, next call it gold seal sample, etc. Buyer will see if your production has been done according to their approval or not. If it is approved, QC will check your goods against approved gold seal or production sample and release to shipment. Production file and trim card approval. See your material in-house, sample approved. So you have to submit one production file and trim card. What is the actually production file? Production file contain all types of approved information like your workbook, measurement sheet, styling details, color details, label information, purchase order, etc. And also trim card. Trim card contain all small pieces of your material. Okay, and you have to take approval from buying house or from your buyer, and it will be followed in your production team by quality team and production team to produce your garments. Work with planning team to start line. See, we have everything now: material, sample, approved trim card, production file, and we have to work with your planning team to get your required line. Okay, how much your quantity, and for that quantity, how many line should be required. You have to know this thing. Garments inspection and shipment. See, your production is running now, so you have to arrange the inspection, discussing with your internal team and your buyer. Okay, and buyer quality team will inspect your garments and approve to release. Sometimes factory own inspection can be happen, also third party inspection can be happen. You have to coordinate these things. Now come to the another merchandiser, that is buying or trading office merchandiser job description. Sample development, again sample development. So if you are in factory, you are working as a factory in. Now you are in buying house, you will develop sample from a buying house end. Okay. Similar way, getting tech pay or design sheet, which is containing all style details and materials. You have to send sample inquiry to your relevant factory. Okay, you will have different factory for different product categories, so you have to ensure that you are passing right style to right factory, discussing with your technical team. After that, you have to follow up your sample to ensure before your selection meeting. Costing and negotiation, same as factory, but here the way is different. In the meantime, you have to collect price from different factory, more than one factory actually, so that you can compare price and get best price to offer to buyer. See, if you are getting price from three factories, so one factory is giving you better CM, one factory is giving you a better consumption. Okay, so accumulated these things, you need to make your own costing and challenge a factory who will give you the best price. You will accept that price and you will offer to buyer. But of course here, don't offer price directly. Okay, unless you are checking that your price is workable or not. First see if your buyer will provide you any target price. If not, then see their website and identify target price from similar product retail price. There is some calculation by which you can do to get your target price, that I will make any another video, but not now. But consider that you have to see target price against your quoted price. After that, you submit price which will be accepted in one shot or with very less negotiation. And it is the excellency of merchandising. Not just you are getting price from a factory and you are submitting to your buyer, bother them. It is very unhealthy situation. Capacity reservation. You are doing sample development, you are doing costing. In the meantime, you have to do capacity reservation to relevant factory. In some buying house, same merchandiser is doing this capacity reservation, but in some buying house, the different merchandiser like production merchandiser is responsible for capacity reservation. Okay, so how you can reserve capacity upfront? You can see how much order flow you are getting previously for particular product category, and also what is the potential of this product, how much quantity, what is the trend. So consider all of these things. You can reserve capacity to your relevant factory. Delivery date finalization. You have to check delivery date from different factory. So and also you have to challenge if anyone is giving you the longer lead time. And of course you have to see buyer required delivery date. And some buyer has some fixed delivery date cutoff. So you have to ensure that you are meeting this date. So after discussing with factory and buyer, you will finalize one delivery date and quote to buyer to get the purchase order. Yeah, purchase order you already received from your buyer. Now you will send this purchase order to factory, changing price and delivery date based on your company nature. Critical path management. It is the significant responsibility of merchandiser to follow up each of submission or each of event in your critical path is hitting your target date. Arrange approval. So you have to ensure from your factory that sample, lab deep strike off is being submitted within time and you are getting approval from your buyer within time. Sign up production file and trim cut. So after sample and material part done, your factory will submit production file and trim cut to you. Then you have to check all information are correct, trim cut is correct. Then you have to sign off and return back to factory for production. Update buyer with latest order status. Weekly we are getting our order status from factory, and same way we are updating our buyer. See, just it is not that we are getting some status and sent like a postman. Of course you have to see that your order is on track or not. If your factory is asking some extension, why they are asking, you have to challenge back. But if there is a real problem and you can't manage, your office can manage, your top management also can manage, you have to share with your buyer in a professional way so that they will not react and put any penalty. So after sharing with your buyer, discussing with them, maybe they will accept some extension without penalty or with penalty. You have to accept and you have to pass it to factory. Of course if there is any approval delay, you can discuss with your buyer. So this is actually order status. You will get it from factory and you will share with your buyer. Visit factory for self or with customer. Regularly, you have to visit your factory to see how your order is being executed. Also, your buyer may visit your factory, so that time you have to coordinate this visit. Sourcing. Sourcing new factories, fabric creams, and new style is also a responsibility for buying house merchandiser. Shipment and payment issue. Always keep contact with your commercial team and shipping department for your shipment and settle all payment issue. Arrange different meeting. You have to arrange different types of meeting, like meeting with factory to discuss any exception, price negotiation, sample development, order etc. You also have some internal meeting to discuss any technical difficulties with your technical department and your reporting manager with your reporting manager to discuss any exception etc. And also you have to arrange some meeting with your buyer to discuss about order, future order, exception, approval, price, etc. Guest backing. See, whenever you are working regularly for your buyer or particular product, you might see that there is some core program or core order which your buyer will need some shorter lead time. So you can back some grace for your buyer for next season so that you can offer a best delivery date. System work. Always your company will be a system like ERP where you will put your purchase order information, price information, style information, etc. And also by which you can send purchase order to your factory. Communication. Major responsibility of merchandiser is communication. Every party in professional way to avoid any kind of losses for company. To complete all tasks discussed above, you should have a good communication skills. Third one, retail or fashion merchandiser or buyer. Job description. Plan product range. Here, buyers and merchandiser work closely with design team, Rafael supplier, production unit to see any different kind of product. Shop visit, they are planning their product range to finalize which product should launch for forthcoming season and how much. They research and get inspiration from travel to find fabric, color, styling, which can translate to product and consumer will love. Predicting sales and profit. The main priority for a merchandiser is to make sure that departments or stores for which they are responsible meet their sales target. To do this, he or she has to see previous season sales data, constantly monitor current sales data to forecast for upcoming season and ensure a healthy profit margin. If margins are below expectation, they will need to analyze the reasons behind this and alert management to the problem. Negotiating quantities and delivery date. You have to calculate optimum quantities so that consumer will always have stock available which they require. Also, there should not be any overstock. In addition to quantities, merchandisers should decide delivery date in such a way stock will be available in store always and never store remain empty. What plan? Sample development. Buyer will ensure to transfer design to physical product. What will be exact prototype which consumer will buy and present this in selection meeting. Attend selection meeting. Attend selection meeting with director or senior management to finalize product quantity and selling price. Booking selected product. Once finalized product quantity, price, and supplier who will produce. Merchandiser will raise purchase order to right supplier. Critical path management. Merchandiser will maintain critical path and follow up with supplier to ensure on-time submission for base, lab dip, strike off, sample to ensure on-time delivery. Monitor current sales data. Merchandiser constantly monitor current sales data to get early shipment, pushback order, cancelling order to avoid any overstock and markdown. So these are three types of merchandising job responsibility. Now let me tell you what types of qualification you should have to be a merchandiser. Normally, you should have any bachelor's degree, master's degree, or at least diploma in merchandising, apparel manufacturing, or apparel merchandising, textile engineering, fashion designing, etc. Even at least you should have a BBA or MBA, etc. Although you will find in industry that different background people are working in merchandising. It is due to not having relevant background people during necessity in industry. So now they are working there. But now qualified people are available in industry. But this doesn't mean that people from non-background cannot work. If he or she is enough smart, he can easily enter in this field and shine. Apart from your institutional background, what skills you should have? English communication. English communication is must required for merchandiser to communicate with buyer, buying office, foreigner and other foreigner working in our industry. So you have to communicate with them also. Also, there are material supplier who are from China, India, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, etc. So you have to communicate with them in English. Only if you are working in any Western country like Sweden, Germany, Norway, Finland, etc. Direct retail office. So you might require to learn their local language as well. But English is must. Excel or spreadsheet. For regular work, you must have knowledge of Excel, which belongs to Microsoft. But you might require a spreadsheet also, which is from Google and it is popular nowadays. Email communication. Another major part is the email communication, which is compulsory for merchandising. You have to know the use of Outlook in details. Nowadays, Gmail also is being used as official purpose. Decision making skills. When dealing with buyer, supplier, internal team, sometimes merchandiser may require taking an important decision quickly. So they should be quick enough so that normal flow of conversation should not interrupt. Thinking the power of person helps to make a quick decision. Time management skill. Time management is the process of planning and controlling how much time you should spend on specific activities. And for same goal, you should not do any repetitive task. Team working skill. You will not have similar mentality people around you always. So you have to have some team working mentality and keep calm your mind during conflict with anybody. Problem solving skills. You will find numerous and unexpected problem in your day-to-day life. You have to try to close any problem very quickly on basis of your experience or discussing with experts and your common sense. Interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills are the skills we use every day when we communicate and interact with the other people, both individually and in groups. How much you will have this interpersonal skill, your task will be more easier. Leadership skill. Merchandising itself is a leading position in industry. See, you are face of your business, so you must have some leadership skills so that you can drive different departments to achieve your goal as well as company goal. So my main session has been finished. If you want to leave, you can. But I will give you some tips from my personal experience and observation to grow fast in merchandising career. You might say that some people are very aged in company, but there is still merchandiser or senior merchandiser, not more than that, or even assistant manager. But the younger people has been arrived in top position like manager, GM, etc. So age doesn't matter in this industry. Matter is how much capable and how much smart, how much knowledgeable you are. I'm giving you some tips how you can reach to your career first. Okay, so avoid repetitive tasks. You might see in industry that people are working 12 hours, 18 hours more than their office time, and someone might say that merchandising is too hard and there is no life. Actually, they are inefficient. Sorry for that, they are inefficient. Yes, you can work once in a week, twice in a week. That is fine. Maybe suddenly you have received many order, you have to proceed for any booking today or tomorrow. Okay, that is fine. Or you have received so many design pack, you have to calculate price at a time. So that is fine. But if you are working daily, then it is actually a problem. You are inefficient. Okay, normally people are doing same tasks in a different way. See, your manager is asking some reports, so you are finding some information from your teams or from your surroundings or different computer folder, and you are making one chart, show to your manager. Okay, you are spending some time, fine. After that you will find that other department or for your own purpose some other report is need to be made, and you are doing same thing again and again. Okay, but if you have already one order status track like in Excel for yourself, and you are using regularly for your own purpose for your assigned job, then anytime your manager or any department or any problem you are finding, you just click and provide that summary. You no need to work double or triple. So do beyond your job description. Don't limit yourself to your assigned job. Okay, always try to do some extra. which will help you to learn new thing, and your management or company will identify you for next level. Work for your own satisfaction. Don't work for what your manager will ask you to do. Make your own plan according to your set of tasks and try to do perfectly so that you will be satisfied doing this and ask more responsibility. Don't work for salary. So never bother how much salary you are getting. Always find opportunity to learn newness and improve yourself. Employer means your company will definitely identify you and you will be rewarded in same company or any other. Yes, it is also the case. Maybe you are working too much and you are doing beyond your job description, but your company is not identifying. No problem. You already received some rewarded. That is your knowledge and experience. So if you are moving to another company, you will be rewarded definitely. And also, just it is not in my point, but I'm telling you, always always try to learn the sales skill, which is not relevant to my session. But sales skill means how much you are capable that need to show your next employer in interview. That is another skill you need to learn. Leave comfort zone. If you notice that you are doing very flexible job, you are getting salary on time, there is no problem in your job. Think, are you learning any new thing? If not, leave that job and take challenging and problematic job. Then you will be more strong for long-term success. Skill to use of new technology. You will find always the technology is being changed in industry. So you have to learn them quickly and use. Otherwise you will be dumped. Thanks for watching. See you in next video. Please subscribe to my channel and slightly touch the like button to inspire me.